At least 6 people have died in Jammu and Kashmir in alleged BSF fighting. 25 people have been injured. Violence breaking out in Ramban area. The Home Ministry now ordering a probe.
The violence was reportedly triggered after the BSF opened fire in self-defense. There were some of the reports that we're getting on angry locals who had attacked their camp. The locals alleged that the BSF Jawans had an altercation with the local imam last night. But sources have told this channel that the BSF claims that it was the state police that had fired at the crowd to control them. Home Minister Shinde has promised action against excessive force being used. He's also ordered a probe. But the Chenab Valley and Mysuma people have taken to the streets in more anger.
I have ordered an inquiry to be conducted without any loss of time to ascertain the circumstances which led to the firing. I assure that any use of excessive force or irresponsible action shall be dealt with strictly.
Minister Shinde saying that any excessive force will be dealt with. Let's get in Mufti Islah. He's joining us from Srinagar. Mufti, we've seen how the story has been developing. We've seen the anger that's also really spilled onto the streets there. What are you picking up in terms of what happened with the level of force that was used supposedly by the BSF?
Well, before that, I am going to tell you about the tension that is prevailing not only now in the Chenab Valley and areas like Ramban, Doda, Kishtwar, or for that matter Bhadarwa. Tension is very much here also in Srinagar. Some time back in Lal Chowk, we did see Yasin Malik leading a protest. Now there's stone pelting going on in the Mysuma area. There's shops which have been closed down in the main city centre out here. That being said, yes, it is indeed tension. We're being told on the national highway the traffic snarls for around 10 kilometers, which means that buses, trucks and cars, they are still not moving. And in fact, what had happened yesterday, there was a tiff between the local imam who leads the prayers out there and BSF. This altercation really built up the tension in that early morning. When people heard about that, they did protest. Some 300 to 400 people assembled outside the BSF gate and they raised slogans against the BSF. One version says that they even tried to storm the BSF camp, but immediately thereafter BSF did fire at them. In this firing, as we know now, 6 people have been killed. There are some 25 people who have been injured, Fatima, in this.
Mufti, just to ask you very quickly what the state government is doing. Of course, we know it is a sensitive time, a sensitive issue as well, particularly in Kashmir.
Well, yes, the first and foremost thing that they rushed the Minister of State for Home, Mr. Sajjad Ahmed Kishlu. The Director General has also been there on the spot. Along with them, the Inspector General of Police from Jammu Range and Chief Secretary. They're also on the spot monitoring the situation. Although Chief Minister is not here in the state, he's in Delhi for a couple of meetings that are to be taking place in Union Capital. Situation extremely tense, but very much the authorities are very much on the ground. We've been also learning that there would be restrictions imposed in that area so that really people don't mill around and carry out further protests, which is indeed going to lead to cyclic violence in that area.